Yeah, shalom. Today we are sitting outside here, and it's very refreshing because the day was very hot, and we enjoy to sit at sunset outside and to talk about Torah. Today I would like to share with you something from the parasha for this week, the parasha EKEIV, so that we may understand in the context of the COVID-19 what is going on. It is a plain text, not very difficult to understand. First I will read the verses and I will explain. So in the parasha EKEIV, the different portion, it says here, is about to obey the commandments, and obedience equal blessing. Unfortunately, blessing has many times be related direct to money, but that's not the case. This does not mean that we will not have money, but most important is to understand what this blessing really is. Elohim loved his creation, and he loved Israel. When we are part of the family, then Elohim will care for us, and he will take care of us. But as in the family, there are rules. In a family, the father rules of the family and gives the direction. With the help of his wife, they lead the family into a direction. There is no way to make two directions. And the children have to obey the parents, first the father, who give the commands, and the mother teach the children how to learn to obey. So here is the same. We have a father and we have a mother. Our father is Elohim, our mother is the Ruach HaKodesh. She play, because in Hebrew the Ruach is a feminine gender, play the role of the mother. And we could make a teaching about that, but today I want to speak about COVID-19. So I go back to this parasha from the book of Devarim, Deuteronomy, in the chapter 7, which is a parasha EKEIV, and I will read very few verses to let you to understand. The prophet Habakkuk, or the Habakkuk, says, "The just shall live by his emunah," his faith. Our faith is abstract. Emunah means to rely on somebody which is stronger than us. In this case, we have Elohim, which is much stronger than us. To show emunah is to believe what Elohim says. And this is very important to remind us always, again and again, in order to understand. So in the Devarim chapter 7 we read, I will start with the verse 12, "Wherefore it shall come to pass, if you hearken to this judgment and keep and do them, that Jehovah thy Elohim shall keep unto you the covenant and the mercy which he sware unto thy father." Thy fathers plural, which is Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. "And he will love you and bless you, multiply you. He will also bless the fruit of thy womb, and the fruit of thy land, thy corn, thy wine, thy oil, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep in the land which he sware unto the fathers to give you. He shall be blessed above all people, shall not be male. There shall not be male or female barren among you or among your cattle." That's one of the first promise in this blessing. No woman will be barren, not even the female from the animals. This means they will produce children and animals. So when people, or especially women, are barren, I have seen for myself many times, and I know women who are barren, They go to the doctor to try to fix it out.
Quack doktor.
Instead to turn to Elohim and to pray. We have the example from Sarah, we have the example from Achel, we have example from Rivka. We have this example in the Torah. We should learn from that. That the way very simple is to pray to Elohim to open the womb. There is always a good reason for that, and behind it is a blessing. So, and then he keep going and say, and Jehovah will take away from thee all sickness. Not only that, he said, first of all, he will take all sickness. But he added, and we put none of the evil disease of Mitzrayim, Egypt, which you know upon you, but we lay them upon all that hate you. This is a verse I want you to meditate. Here he says, none that he will take away the sickness from you, but he will put none of the evil disease from Mitzrayim, from Egypt, which you know upon you. You see, today, with the COVID-19, there is a lot of lies around us, many lies, so that the whole world is confused. But it is written, we have not received the spirit of confusion, but a sound mind, a sound mind. So, if we go to the media belongs to some groups of people which are not for the Elohim of Israel. They are serving another group of people, and it's not what we want. So if we rely on them, we will fall into their ways of lie. The COVID-19 is a manipulation of mankind, which has come by the will of Elohim. There is nothing on earth that happened that is not in the will of Elohim, even when we don't understand. But we as believers, we have to understand that Elohim watch over his people, and he said that he will, if we obey to him, if we obey. That is the condition. If we obey, he will put none of the disease that we know on us. None. Including the COVID. You see? And this is something which is very important to understand in order to be at peace with ourselves and not to fall under the pressure. Because for the first time in history, the whole world has been put in confinement. The whole world. So, wherever you are, in the East, in the Philippines, in Asia, or in the US, or in Africa, or in Europe,
South America,
the whole world has been put under confinement by a bunch of people who have only on purpose to put people under slavery. And today, they always speak from a second wave coming and force the people to wear a mask, which is against the liberty of everyone to decide for his life. But bombarding every day through the media to put fear on people. Fear is not from Elohim. We have a sound mind, and we should decide for ourselves. Of course, like you, I comply with the rules of my country, and I have to put a mask when I go to buy grocery. I have to put a mask. But I put it in a sort that it doesn't disturb me to breathe. Okay? And until now, I didn't have any problem. We don't let these people dominate our life. We trust Jehovah and we do it. We don't believe. I personally do not believe the COVID-19. This is a name. First of all, it was a corona. Corona is a kind of flu, a virus, which comes every year. Since many years, we have coronavirus every year coming. And many people die that we don't acknowledge. Every year, in France, we have around 10,000 to 20,000 people, elderly people, who die in the consequence of a flu. Are they killed by the flu? No, they are not killed by the flu. the flu is added to the pathology they have already. A problem in the heart, problem in the lungs, problem in their own body, and when the flu comes, because their body is weak, they cannot support this flu and die. So we can say almost it is a natural death, because their body is exhausted. The majority of them are over 85. They are in a house for elder people or in the hospital. The statistics prove that every year in Europe, in every country, between 5,000, depending on the size of the country, between 5,000 and 20,000 people die from the flu. Okay? So this year's is a miracle, because there is no single death from flu. They all die from COVID. No more heart attack, no more cancer, no more other sickness. All die from the COVID-19. This is how they twist the things. Okay. Is there a virus roaming around? No, there is no virus. There is a flu roaming around. Okay. This flu is a normal sickness that comes upon the people, and we have to be aware of that. Satan is the god of this world, and is the one who rules the world. And if we don't understand that, we fall into the trap of the enemy. So don't be blindfolded by what you read, what you hear on the TV. We now have decided we don't watch TV because we don't want to see all these lies in the TV. Remember the words from the Torah, which say that Jehovah will not put any disease on you. If we keep the Torah, if we keep the commandments of Elohim, it will keep us in a safe way. I want to remind you something. When Joseph gathered his family in Egypt, so if you follow my posting, you will know that we spoke already about Joseph. Joseph is a shadow of the work of the Mashiach. Okay, in a physical level. So when Joseph gathered his family unto him, he brought them to a place called Goshen. And this, it is written in Goshen, they draw near to whom? To Joseph. And this is shadows of those who draw near to Mashiach. You see, in a spiritual level. What we read in the scripture must be understood in two levels, the earthly and the heavenly. The heavenly is a spiritual level. So what we see in the earthly is just the shadows of what happened in the heavenly. So we have the choice. And when the children of Jacob, the family of Jacob, came to Egypt, they come closer to Joseph. They got the best of Egypt. They got the best. And you will get the best because you will not be afflicted by the disease of the world. So, brother and sister, don't worry about the COVID-19, but look into the word and trust Jehovah to keep you from all this snare from the enemy. Yeah, the food is another story. You know, it's the same. We all undergo pressure in the world. And I know that our families in the Philippines are sometimes suffering. We have to learn. We have to learn to be happy in time of abundance and to be happy in the time when we have not so much to eat. Okay? But there also, raise your voice to Elohim. Raise your voice to Elohim and open your heart to Him. And the way will be open also. Okay? Everything comes in the season. Mm-hmm. So, just trust Jehovah. Trust Jehovah, because every one of us has to undergo a test. You may say that me who talk to you, I'm in an easy way. But you don't know where I come from. You don't know what I have gone through. And I guarantee you that many will not take the challenge. Okay, so don't think so it is so easy, because it's not easy. okay, for nobody. But we take it by faith, trusting Jehovah. Jehovah is faithful, he's not a respecter of person, and he will help you as he helps us always. Okay? Shalom.